Hey guys, today we have a very exciting pop-up. Thanks to Tristan and his group. They're coming out today. PhoenixJV.com is his meetup, and he invited his whole meetup over to our very first luxury Airbnb. So we're gonna go give the tour today. We're gonna go over numbers on Airbnb, and we're gonna answer any questions that anyone has. And check it out, guys. We're excited. Tristan is gonna be here shortly.
How are you guys? Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate you. So let me introduce Flip Man. He's the host of this Airbnb, which has previously been his home. I first became aware of Philip probably a couple of years ago. We were just talking about that. He had done a podcast with Pace, or Pace had actually done his podcast. So yeah, I saw the podcast a couple of years ago. I should have rewatched it really, but you know, the power of social media, Pace had really suggested he got into social media. I didn't realize that was the sort of spark for him. And it's often strangers that will congratulate you and support you more than some of the people you know. So pivoting back to social media, don't hide yourself. Don't be humbled. You know, I think I'm not a biblical person, but I know Jeff is, but the only place in the Bible I think that it refers to being humble is in front of God. You don't need to be humble in front of everyone else, and I think there's a misconception in the use of that term, that you've got to be humble with everyone, less than, or you know, have a lower opinion of yourself than others. Just be you, be authentic, be yourself. Philip man, please introduce yourself, tell us your story. And
yeah, well, I want to introduce my two best friends. There's MJ, the yellow lab. That's MJ, he loves everyone. And that's Jet over there. He's the boss of the house, basically. But these are my dogs, and so it's myself, my 17-year-old son, and Isaac, my video guy. We live here right now, so it's way too big for us. Bought this 17 years ago for the family home. We've renovated numerous times. This is the big renovation where we're putting tons of money into it. I want to thank Tristan for reaching out, because again, I'm available, Pace is available, Brent, Dan, all of us are available, but you have to really reach out and make the effort, because I got into this 23 years ago, and they were like, is flipping illegal back then? Because no one was flipping before HGTV and all that stuff. But it's all because of my mentors that I'm like successful. We went through the financial collapse of 2008, 2009, lost everything and had to reinvent myself. I was broke for a couple years there, and just that's what I always like. And it doesn't have to be the fancy, flashy sales guy that, you know, it's like Kyle was one of my best numbers guys. We got so many deals, and same with Ken. Focus on, like, do they really know what an investment property is, what's the ARV, all that good stuff.
And repair costs, that's a huge
thing.
Rental
costs are giant.
You know, that's something that a lot of these wholesalers that are emailing deals out say there's a $300,000 spread and it's really 50 because they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't been there themselves.
And guys, we're in a great state. I mean, I can't tell you how I look forward to like September, October. Like the snowbirds just flock, and they will rent the places for like 3 months at a premium. You know, I have some in Glendale, not the best pockets, but I already own them, so I turn them into Airbnb. Those do well. I mean, it's something to add to your bag if you haven't done them. It's just a good way to capture passive income. And
on an annual basis, comparing a long-term rental versus an Airbnb short-term, say your Glendale property out there, what are your numbers comparing the two?
Holy cow. I mean, if we look at that board, I was gonna do this is a whiteboard video we did on YouTube. This is right up the street last year. So those are some numbers like I'm getting on. It's just a 3.2, 1,600 square foot home, but like you could see, like the nightly rates are crazy. Like, so I was getting $1,650 a month in this property in Lagos. Now, like, I have someone in there right now for 3 months, but after they leave, I already had the next guest book. And as soon as this guest booked, because summer was a little slow, I bumped up the rate from $180 a night to like $280 a night. So the next guest for 3 nights, I'm getting like $1,000 for just this 3-night stay. So you could see the numbers. We're finishing up the kitchen. So we have our carpenter coming up. We're doing a lot of trim in the kitchen. All that stuff is marble there, the black. We have an amazing tile guy, Miguel. So we bought the Z line, and that was a nightmare. Like appliances, finding those were very hard. Elise ended up getting these at Lowe's, but working with Lowe's was a disaster. We redesigned it because the fridge was originally where that liquor is up there, so we moved it over here just to save some room, and then we did the 2 coolers underneath for, you know, beverage, for wine and drinks. So it's 5 bedrooms. 1 is downstairs with its own private bath and its own entrance. All this flooring is Italian ceramics, so we had like regular, you know, the 18-inch tiles when we built it, but we ripped all that out. So when I built the house, this area was a giant closet. So I don't know if any of you guys are from back east, but they have what's called mud rooms. So we made it like a mud room where, you know, you could put your shoes on, and then if there's business travelers, they could put their laptop there. And then the wallpaper, I had done wallpaper a few times, but wallpaper hangers are in high demand, so I finally found a guy, and he's awesome. He did a great job.
I did business with a lady that she does that.
She does wallpaper?
30 years, she's like out.
Yeah, that's how Oliver, 30 years in the business. So this is the 1 bedroom down here. Shower, got indoor, outdoor. Yeah, that used to be a closet. Like, I'm like, why would you need that big of a closet? So I made it into like a mudroom office. So yeah, this is just our temporary podcast room, but this will be changing to, we got some other chairs ordered. That room's done. That's all marble backspace there. So I changed out the stair rails too. These are all brand new iron stair rails. This is the new updated modern style. And my interior designer and former assistant, they always gave me a hard time. They're like, Flip, why did you spend all that money on Kobe? And I'm like, well, so now you know why I spent the money, I tell her. Because people will remember this, right? This used to be like a teen room, but we turned it into like a music chill room up here.
All right, so I'm Sergio with Savvy Investors. The information that I gained today was very valuable. Things that you should and should not be doing for your Airbnb.
Learned a great deal about underwriting, learning how to make sure the deal's going to cash flow.
I definitely think the house is amazing. I love the square footage on it. I love that it's real gamey, and they have games for every ages.
First of all, I learned a lot and took a lot of nuggets from it. Different ways to position myself in the market with the Airbnbs, the do's and the don'ts. The house itself is great, plenty of space. The backyard is humongous.
Definitely got to reach out to people in all different kinds of, whether you're a wholesaler, whether you're doing Airbnb, whether you're doing buy and hold, just to make sure that I'm networking and keeping myself connected to the community.